8 it is. What was your favourite childhood? Well, perhaps it was one of these. I had one of my favourites, but she just nicked it. I bet that's what you were like at school.
I loved Just William. I loved them, and I loved the Dr. Seuss books.
The famous five, and that was mine. Stick of the Dump.
Oh, just brilliant. And classics like the Jungle Book.
Oh yeah,
Just So Stories
brilliant.
And all of that. Brilliant. Now, the number of children reading is actually on the decline, though. A new competition aims to get more of them reading books. We'll hear about that in just a moment. First, though, we sent author Jeremy Strong to find out what kind of stories children really love.
This is the noise my brain makes when it can't think. Clank.
I like mysteries and funny stories because they make me laugh. Sometimes when I'm on the train, I laugh and people stare at me.
It turned out he wasn't called Mr. Horrible Hairy Face at all.
If we can't read, we can't learn. It's civilization as we know it.
I got a book on my pillow all the time and I can just read it and relax and then come downstairs and I'm like really happy.
I've always liked writing funny stories anyway, and fortunately I discovered that was a really, really good way of encouraging children.
I like to read funny books because sometimes they give me inspiration for jokes. It always makes me laugh out loud.
To sit with your son or daughter on the bed and cuddle up and share a book that's making you laugh is a wonderful, wonderful experience. Humour is an excellent starting point.
We're joined now by Matthew Burton from the hit TV show Educating Yorkshire and children's author Karen McCombie. Good to see both of you. We heard there from children who do like reading, but literally fewer children than ever are reading. Why?
I think fewer children are reading because society these days is defined by the fact that people want instant gratification for something. You know, PlayStation, Xbox, and put the telly on and watch a TV show. It's there and it's easy, and that's why I think initiatives like Read for My School are so important, because it challenges kids to read outside their own comfort zone, not just the funny books that they like, but other categories and genres as well. And I think it's really important that kids are offered these opportunities, and the fact that it's free is a great thing.
No, it's a brilliant idea, isn't it? I mean, I was lucky enough, my mum and dad taught me to read and write before I went to primary school, and it has stayed with me for my life. It's one of the great joys of life, and when you actually get kids to read, you know, when you must find that when they get interested and they get enthused and inspired, it's there for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely, the cornerstones of communication and literacy, and I think teaching English language through literature is important as well, and you know, we still teach the witches at year 7 and doing the voices of the Grand High Witch and everything. It's wonderful. It's a great, you know, every year is a thrill to do that.
Do you find that the kids that do read do better in other subjects as well?
Absolutely, there's a direct correlation between reading age and ability.
Absolutely. And Karen, you've only written the 77th book.
Yeah, well, starting it next week.
You haven't quite finished the 77th, have you, right?
No. So how do you get inside the mind of a child, and what do you find that they want?
Well, I go into schools and libraries a lot, which helps. Well, also the fact that I've got the mind of a child half the time anyway.
But that's good, that's good.
But yeah, I go into schools and libraries a lot, and it's just great chatting to them. You know, I do my bit, but then at the end there's a question and answers, and I see their enthusiasm. Yeah. But what I love is, you know, you can spot the kids who love reading already, but it's when you catch the ones who are perhaps a bit reluctant and don't think it's for them, and when you realise they're going to go away now and read. You know, they might read your books, they might start picking up other books, they're going to start chatting to the librarian or a teacher at school. It just rolls out that way. And that's
You've got an 11-year-old daughter,
yes,
is that right? The same
yep.
age as mine. I find that sometimes she'll start a book and you can tell instantly that she doesn't like it. And I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing, but I just say, well, move on, try something else.
I am exactly the same. Yeah. I really don't like the idea of finish it, because I think there's nothing worse than switching a kid off from a book. So my daughter picks up something. I always say, give it a chapter, give it 2. If it's not working, put it down, move on. You know, if we were watching TV and there was a programme we didn't like, we would switch it off and go on to something else. But the trouble with books is if you have a child that isn't a huge reader, you pick up one, don't like it, you might not move on.
Yeah, and then
just let them let it go. Let's get on to something else.
But this competition is great because it actually means that children will read different types of books, won't they? You know, they read science books or they read something
And there's nothing
else.
like competition. That's the thing with Read for My School. The kids get to look at all these different categories, pick them up. They might find things they didn't know they would like. And then at the end, they could win a prize themselves, or their school could win a prize. So it's going to be 2 months of fun in schools, I think.
I think what's important is that these books are free and available online, and because not everybody has the ability to go out and spend £5-6 on a book and has the means. And I think kids who need that push and need those barriers broken down, it's absolutely key for those kind of kids.
Loads of people have been getting in touch. Andrea says, my daughter got into books through her primary school teacher reading a funny book on her first day. Since then, she's gone on to read 300 books through her local library reading quest, and can still be found with her head in a book today. She'll be 16 in a few weeks.
No, it's great. It's like it stays with you forever and ever and ever. It's wonderful.
And, you know, there you are with your screen there. I just got an email from somebody, a tweet, that was it, from somebody saying her daughter's just got a mini iPad, and all she's doing is reading my books on that.
Fantastic.
So made me feel good. But
of course,
that's the interesting thing. Obviously, we looked at books in paper form,
but now it's all
kids, you know, whichever way they want to pick it up.
Doesn't
online,
matter.
paper.
As long as they're reading. As long as they're reading. Thank you both very much.
By the way, good luck tonight in the NTAs. You're up for one, aren't you?
Yes.
We are indeed. Best documentary, so people can still vote on National TV Awards. You must, simply must.
Obviously.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
16 minutes.